CMUEagles.com here with women's basketball head coach James Arnold following the Eagles' 64-57 victory over Missouri Valley on Thursday night inside Puckett Fieldhouse. Coach, your opening statement on the win.
Well, it wasn't the prettiest win in the world, but I think you got to credit Missouri Valley for that a lot. They executed their game plan, and we were fortunate to figure out a way to come out with that. I thought that was a credit to our ladies as well, the resiliency that we showed. We made a couple baskets when we needed to, got a couple stops when we needed to, but certainly I thought Missouri Valley executed their game plan to the point where it was much more their tempo, and we had trouble both scoring and getting stops in the paint, which is an advantage for them. But we did just enough, and when you're in league play, you throw records out, and when you're in league play, everybody knows what your strengths and your weaknesses are, and to figure out a way to get a win is big, and so we'll certainly take it.
Looking at some of the final stats for your squad, Tawanda Sutton and Raylan Nuss each tallied 13 points. Taylor Corneliuson had 12 points and 6 rebounds. And to finish off the scoring department in double figures, Sammy Gathercole had 11 points, including a big three with about a minute to go.
Huge three.
That puts you up by 2 possessions. Your thought on the balanced scoring?
Well, that's something that's kind of been a calling card of ours all year long, is that we've had some balanced scoring. And tonight we had some people that normally might give us some points that kind of struggled a little bit finishing around the basket, and we had some other people step up. We didn't shoot the ball at a very high clip percentage-wise, and that was something that's a little different than what we've been accustomed to, as we've been used to holding some people to a low shooting percentage, and I think they shot the ball at 43% against us tonight, so that was a little bit uncharacteristic and something we're going to have to work on. And I also thought, we missed a lot of baskets tonight, and fortunately we shot the ball well enough from the perimeter. I know Nakia Robinson hit a big three with about 3 minutes to go, and then Sammy Gathercole Curls hit a huge three to give us with about a minute to go, like you said, to give us that 2-possession lead, which was huge. Tawanda's continuing to play well. Taylor picked up tonight for Brittany Joseph, who continued to rebound the ball well, but wasn't as strong offensively. So, having that different number of people that can come up and score for you is key for us, and I think it's been a big reason for our success, and certainly was a reason for our win tonight.
In a close game, 3-point shooting and offensive rebounding seemed to do in the Vikings. Central Methodist hit 7 of 20 from behind the arc, while Missouri Valley shot only 30%, 3 of 10 from behind the arc. And your team out-rebounded the visitors 23-9 on the offensive glass. Talk a little bit about those sides of the ball.
Well, 2 things. One, it's a really good sign that we're getting 20-plus, 27 offensive rebounds. That means that we're continuing to crash the glass hard, that our athletes are working hard. The negative stat to that, and as a coach we tend to look at ways to get better, is that we only put up 17 second chance points on 27 offensive rebounds. We've got to make teams pay more when we do crash the offensive glass by getting some more second chance points. Something we'll work on, something we're going to need to try to get to the next level. Tonight it was just enough. From the three-point line tonight, we got some good looks. Again, the strength of Missouri Valley's team tends to be defensively in the paint, and they did an excellent job on that tonight. But we struggled, there, but we certainly shot the ball well enough from the perimeter to make up for that.
Looking at rebounding, Brittany Joseph, no surprise, came up with double figures with 10. But also on the final stat sheet, Kyra Williams, your starting point guard, came up with 10 rebounds.
Yeah.
Did you expect that from her going into tonight's matchup?
Well, Kyra's a nice athlete, and Kyra always works hard. And it's funny that those 2 kids are the ones with double-digit rebounds. Brittany consistently is in double-digit rebounds. And what I love about BJ, Brittany Joseph, is that even when she doesn't have a good night, and tonight she wasn't great offensively. She had some timely baskets for us. But even when she doesn't have a great night, she always goes hard in rebounds. Even when Kyra doesn't have a great night shooting the basketball, which she didn't tonight, and even when she doesn't have her A game, she's always around the basketball, has a knack for getting steals or getting some boards. And, in these games like this, you hit the nail on the head, Nicholas. It's about the little things that matter. And the offensive boards were huge, the hitting of the extra three-pointer or 2 that we hit. And, whenever you find a way to win a game ugly, especially in league play, you'll certainly take it, put it in your pocket, and walk home with it.
Central Methodist has now won 8 straight games, but you pick up a big win in a rivalry game. Talk a little bit about picking up such a huge victory, because the crowd was definitely behind y'all tonight.
Yeah, it was a nice crowd, and we're certainly appreciative of the faculty and staff that came out. I saw a lot of other new people from the community in the crowd tonight, so we're getting some people out there, which is great, especially when school's not completely in session. Track and field was out, so we appreciate their coaches bringing the entire track and field team in. But you know, in a game like this with a team like Moval that just wants to work really hard, and it's a rivalry game, and to get the win was big because last year our loss at third place was very similar to this game, and we didn't find a way to win that. So I think that says something about this team this year finding a way to be resilient and pick up this victory. The 8th win in a row is nice. If you think back, we started the year with an 8-game win streak, and we couldn't get to 9. So we're going to have a tall task to get that 9th win in a row, going to Benedictine, making that trip to Atchison on Saturday. Benedictine's very good. They won again tonight. They're one of the few teams with just one loss in league play. This is a game that they need. This is a game that we need, and we're certainly on the road. So we're going to be a little more focused than we were today. We're going to have to execute a game plan. We're going to play a little harder and execute a little better in order to be victorious there on Saturday.
As you just alluded to, the Eagles traveled to 21st ranked Benedictine on Saturday for a 2 p.m. tip. It's the hat game of the week.
Yeah.
And a battle for first place in the conference standings. What do you think heading into that game your team will have to do preparation-wise in order to prepare for the Ravens? Because they in last year's contest up in Atchison, they were deadly from behind the arc.
And they're still shooting the ball really well, and they shoot a lot of jump shots, and they'll make a lot of jump shots. They're extremely well coached. Chad Folsom is a veteran of the league, and he's got them playing really good basketball, and they shoot the ball extremely well, more than 1 or 2 people that shoot the ball well. They run their stuff. They're very disciplined. We're going to play hard. It's a game that we can win if we can play our way, meaning that we need to get some pressure on them, try to get them turned over, to try to get some easy baskets. It's another thing we didn't do tonight at all is get some easy baskets out of our pressure. We got some steals, but we didn't get any easy baskets. And we're going to come with a focused effort up there on Saturday. Last year we played without a few people, but we kind of got to hand it to us up there last year. And so hopefully this year we go in there. It's a top 25 game. It's the hat game of the week. It was in contention for the national game of the week. So it's a game that it's just an opportunity for us to go on the road and to try to beat a really good team.